Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What's the opposite of a Monday? Friday. In the locksmith business, we always run into the property manager that forgot to get the keys for property until late Friday afternoon, and he's got somebody moving in on Saturday morning. Yeah. And then add to that, I'm working on a safe head. This is a safe where the lid pulls up out of the floor. And it's an antique, probably from the early 1900s. But it could be as late as 1940s. I'm guessing it might be 40s. 30s, 40s, somewhere in there. I just don't know. It's old. There's a label right on it. It says never lubricate the lock. And guess what they did? They lubricated the lock. Not just a little bit. No, they couldn't do it just a little bit. It was in bad shape. Well, this thing's acting up. What the heck, you know? You know, people think WD-40 is the best thing in the world. And it might be for a squeaky hinge or something like that, but don't put it in safe locks. Just don't do it. Don't put anything in safe locks. They're designed to take minimal lubrication. This particular one probably hadn't been serviced in 20 years. It might have been serviced since then, but I doubt it. The town where it came from, the locksmith over there, the one I believe worked on it, he hasn't even done any work for almost 10 years, and so it's got at least that much. So I'm leaning towards probably 20, 30 years since it was worked on, other than somebody squirting WD-40 into it to make it work smoother. So what I thought might take an hour and a half took me almost 3 hours to fix. And when it comes to antiques, some of the stuff's not available anymore. So I had to make my own tools to work on it. Life of a safe tech. But the lesson I'm trying to get to y'all is don't lubricate safe locks. Don't do it. Don't do it. If your lock is acting up on you, call a qualified safe technician to come fix it. Qualified safe technician should know how to disassemble it, clean it, lubricate the parts that need lubrication, and go from there. Guy in front of me is on his phone, looking at it, texting. He's parked almost kind of sideways in the turn lane here. Crazy people. But don't lubricate your locks, your safe locks. Just don't do it. And if they're electronics, oh man, stay away from that. With anything that has a spray, lubricant, liquid, just don't do it. The old boy in front of me keeps driving like he is. We're gonna have to give him the horn. That's the same guy that was parked kind of crooked in the turn lane back there, looking at his phone, probably texting or checking Facebook or seeing how to turn the turn signal on, Googling it, you know, because he's not used a turn signal yet. And he almost drove off the road. I think he's still using his phone for some reason. You ever felt like you see these people on their phone while they're driving, and you know they've been not paying attention. They're totally distracted. And they're all over the road. They've almost sideswiped somebody. They missed the stop line. Yeah, and you see they got their window down. Don't you just want to run up there, grab that phone out of their hand and throw it? Just got done examining the front set of double doors on a restaurant that closed down because of the pandemic. It just got sold to a new company, and they're trying to reopen this place. And if you're a 24-hour restaurant, you never lock the front doors. So when you do have an issue like this and your locks have failed because they're corroded and rusted, what do? You throw on the longest chain you can find and chain that puppy up. Well, that's what they did. However, now they need to reopen soon, and I don't think they're going to be 24-hour service after this. So they need to be able to fix what's there, which is not going to happen. We're going to have to replace it because it is completely corroded, rusted, gummed up. There is probably 10 years worth of dirt inside this lock case. And it's called a concealed vertical rod panic device. So in other words, the locking rods are inside the door concealed. You never see them. When you close the door, it triggers a little switch, and that little switch activates the panic device, or releases the panic device and activates the locking bars. Well, that's the way it's supposed to work. Not on this one. They just, you hear them go clunk, but nothing happens because they're rusted solid from no maintenance over the 10 plus years this restaurant was open previous to the pandemic. Maintenance, people. Preventive maintenance would have taken care of that. I understand managers are looking at the profit margins, and it's not profitable to have somebody out and doing maintenance because you got to pay them to do that maintenance. Well, there's an old saying, you can pay me now or you can pay me later. And unfortunately for the new owners, they're going to have to invest some money into the maintenance in this place. Oh well. There you have it. So here's a quandary. You're listening to the radio. Gives you notification that ZZ Top with the song Beer Drinkers and Hellraisers is ready to play, or Aerosmith big 10-inch record. Quandary is, which do you listen to? Quandary happens a lot listening to Sirius XM radio. When they pop up, okay, you get your favorite come up, then a different favorite will come up. Do you stay with the favorite you're listening to, or do you go to the next one? But this one was, I'm listening to Aerosmith, big 10-inch record, and ZZ Top pops up with Beer Drinkers and Hellraisers. Man, I took Beer Drinkers and Hellraisers. Which would you have done? Let me know in the comments.